Hello and good evening. Hello, friend neighbourhood inquisitor. Thank you for coming to join us. Or me at the moment, I should say. Or me at the moment. I'm just checking. I haven't heard from Dom yet. I assume he's running a bit late, which is fine, obviously. So hopefully he'll be along shortly. And who else is lurking in chat? Give us a shout and let me know how you're getting on. And hopefully you've got some hobby in front of you, and we can get a bit of painting done tonight. Let's talk about word bearers. Well, I don't mind talking about word bearers when Dom's here. It's fine. It's all right. You can do that. I mean, we all know, they're just really not very nice Space Marines. The Chaos variety. We don't like those around here. And hello, Vicky. Now, what's everyone working on at the moment? Just as a bit of preamble before we kick off. Hopefully, you've got something to work on, or something that you're putting together, or something else that you're working on. Non-40k related, of course, always welcome. It's been a... Oh, here we go. Dom is updating probably his Discord, because I suspect he hasn't had his machine on for a while. So he should be with us shortly. And Vicky is working lots of Chaos Gunners. She has got lots of Chaos Gunners to go through. I know that because I bought her quite a bit. And a friend of his work at the minute in America land. When I get home, I'm finishing up some pack. Nice. Oddly enough, friend over because I have lots of jump pack Marines here as well. They haven't got their packs on the moment because I'm doing that separately. But I've just done the I've been working on the black, etc. and the highlighting before going on to the main part of the model. Along with a lot of Sawbro. I've got 10 Sawbro of them down here as well. So I'm looking forward to getting them into my list. Why do we have to be secretive about the worst army in all of 40k? We hide it from Dominic. Yeah, I mean, exactly. And for everything, going to need a bit of a clean up. Well, Jack, I mean, if everyone wants to talk about Weber's when he gets on and slag them off to his face, I have no problem with that. All right. So just go ahead. Everyone prepare some form of word bearer based dissing before he gets on, and you can all put it in chat when he arrives, and then he can sort of dissect it. Ready to be discussed shortly. Now I need a whole stack of Mephiston Red here. Yes, it's been a while since doing one of these. Obviously, we had a nice little stream last week, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing. It was quite nice to get back into it a little bit. I've been a fairly busy boy with my new job over the last 3 and a bit months, but it's starting to settle in now, which is good. And I've just picked up the brush again, so Word Bearer's worst book club I've ever joined. I mean, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's where it all went wrong. Oh, here he is. Hope he's let's just get him. I'll split the screen now. 1 second. There we go. We were just talking about you.
Well, why not?
Well, I'll say you.
Talk about.
It was mainly about word bearers, but.
Oh, brilliant! What's the conversation?
Well, I think actually, Friend Neighbourhood Inquisitors come up with the best theory ever, that it was a book club that went wrong.
It is. Very much is.
And then hopefully everyone else who was talking a minute ago will come up with their insult they were preparing for you. So
Oh, how lovely. Well, thank you, everybody. Always nice to feel welcomed.
You know, Templars don't do it by halves, you know. So you managed to get updated all right then, Dom?
All done. I don't know why they've got to update such a perfect bit of software, but apparently they do. Apparently that's a thing.
Oh dear.
Anyway, how are you? How is everybody?
I'm well, and I hope you're doing all right as well.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
There was a few more people on a minute ago. Seems to drop
Maybe I
dramatically.
scared them off on my sexy face.
Something like that.
Black Toad. The way it's meant to be.
Do you kind of feel sorry for the book club boys? First World Eaters steal their paint job. Then the whole Imperium steals their book and claimed it as their own. So sad.
Wow. Wow, that's not very nice, is it? Clearly, they didn't watch the stream from last week.
Well, some people didn't quite cotton on to the fact that you actually won that in the end.
Oh, they're pretty all tuned out.
Yeah.
After turn 2. Well, he's lost, hasn't he?
I should really play the objectives more. That was my own fault.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's really hard. Like, even you're like, I just want to kill things.
Yeah. That was what it was. I was just like, I could flatten the army. I could win that way. And then I was like, hang on a minute. I probably should have gone and got that point and this point, and I could have actually secured it.
I was saying, so I played Paul and his orcs the other day, and it was a really fun game. And you know, this is an interesting topic of conversation in itself. Like, Paul's a really interesting. I don't know if Paul's going to watch this back. Obviously, he's probably not watching it at the moment.
No.
Paul's a really interesting opponent because, like, he plays certain armies. So he plays like World Eaters. He'll play Space Wolves, play Corsairs. And orcs he was playing, and he tends to play the armies in a list that you in a way that you wouldn't necessarily expect, and he's very tactical in the way that he plays.
Yeah.
And although he likes taking fixed objectives, which is nonsense in any game, he's a really interesting opponent to play. And I was saying about playing against you, where it's quite hard because I know what you're going to do, like, every time, and it's quite intimidating because I'm like my army tends to go forward and go for the objectives, right? we're relatively aggressive generally, but then I play you and
It's just how I play. Oh, you know me.
Yeah, I know, but you know, to play someone who has like 30 plus Marines with assault weapons charging towards you, you're like, oh jeez, I've got to deal with this. Like, oh, when I got feel no pain, good times.
I mean, to be fair, mate, you're not going to enjoy my next list that I'm currently working on. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, okay. Well.
So here's the bits painted.
Yep.
So you can. So we've got a Crusader, Land Raider Crusader.
Very nice.
2 5-man Intercessor squads, 2 10-man Crusader squads, and then there's 5 Sword Brethren there: Helbrecht, Grimoldus, a Castellan, a Tech Marine.
That's very nice, mate.
And then there is a Brutalis Dreadnought, which I'm in the process of doing. And then on this tray down here, we have another 10 Sword Brethren and 10 Assault Intercessors.
Are you getting excited?
I am getting very excited.
I can tell the enthusiasm. No, it's good. It's really good, buddy. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, when you start painting stuff, like, so, I'll take some pictures and I'll put them on our Discord. But I repainted Khan.
Yes.
And he's turned out pretty well.
But you haven't showed the complete one yet, actually, don't think.
No, I haven't. No, so I'll put that up. And I painted my Exalted 8-bound, which I finished yesterday.
Oh. Was that the ones I got you for Christmas?
Yeah. So I've painted them up.
That was the no,
I'm tempted to get some more. So yes, I have been busy doing that, and I've got another box of jackals, so I'll be starting on them. But
your favourite leaders.
Yeah, the best models ever. They are actually, to be fair to them, they are very cool models.
I would say they're probably.
They are very nice models. They're very detailed. The problem is they'll just die. Like, oh great, I spent so much time doing them. Just got killed by a smoke launcher from a rhino. Um, but yeah, so I played my list against Paul, and we have, and like you and me, we'll have that conversation after the game. We'll be like, oh, what went well, what didn't go well, what would you change, what won't you change? And sometimes you're like, actually, I'm really happy with this list. I've just got to play it a few more times, and I'm done. It's good. Um, but I came to the list and I was like, actually, I'm going to paint up my warpsmiths because I have two
Ooh,
warpsmiths in my list
yes.
because I'm like, I've got so many big guns. I need to maximize them.
It's for your land raiders, isn't it?
Yeah.
And your predators.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Those predators, like, I
Hmm.
just love chaos predators. I don't know how they do it, but like, so in this game I played against Paul. He charged me with like I think it was what, 4 Mega knobs, or no,
Yes.
5 Mega
Oh, he's still
knobs.
got the Magnum
Or-
knobs, has he?
Yeah, yeah. He charged into my land raid. I was like Overwatch, and I was like, I'll go with extra shots, and I think I killed 3 Mega knobs on the
Oh, you
charge.
bastard.
I was like, yes,
I guess he was very happy about that.
land raiders survived. Yeah,
Friend neighborhood, yes, he did win. He won by a single point in the end, because, as I was saying earlier, I just took my eye off the ball, basically.
yeah.
I could have scored 2 more objectives, but I was concentrating on killing because I got carried away, and that's normally what happens with me. So there we go. And it's word bearers, so they need to die.
The bloodlust. No, it was yeah, it was a really close game. I thought you
Yes.
had it by turn 2 or turn 3. But somehow, like, I think just the last draw of cards, I was
Yes.
I was able just to score that.
And I didn't move for my last objective until the final turn, which just wasn't going to happen. Um, so that was
Yeah.
and I think you getting that nice central one, and that one with the 4 quarters was very lucky. So, well, yeah, lucky, but also you managed to carve it out. I shouldn't just say lucky. That's not fair. You played the
Well,
objective well
I
at the end.
mean, generally it's luck of the draw as well, isn't it? Like, for instance, oh, come on, Jack. Yeah, I learned to spell before a sentence.
They're both rubbish. Oh, Jesus.
I
Wow.
think you'll find not what your mum said as
Oh,
she was painting word bearers
paid me
and
like one
doing
of your
other
word
things.
bearers.
She was joining the Ashen Circle.
Oh Christ! Isn't that more the Thousand Suns? Sorry, no,
I don't
that's
know.
going wrong there.
What was I saying? Oh no, the cards. Yeah, so the
Yes.
cards are just like, early on. To be fair, my cards were pretty terrible. It's luck of the draw, isn't it? Really?
Oh yes, but that's the penalty of playing tactical objectives. But I won't play anything other than tactical. I find it works. I don't care what anyone. As with yourself, I don't care what anyone says that the other one's better. I disagree. I like the randomness because it's random for your opponent as well. They can't prepare for a certain type of thing. So
That's true. That is true. And yeah, it really is opponent kind of driven, isn't it? Like
oh yes,
so many of them, you're like, "Oh, go fix." You're like, "What can I score here? Nothing." Like assassination is madness. Why would anyone pick
I mean
assassination?
against my army it probably would be quite sensible because I think 5 characters at this time round. So assassination would work quite well if you can
Yeah,
kill him.
but that's the thing. You got to kill all those
I know.
marines
Yeah.
to get the character, and this is just like somehow just lurking around by himself. Like, do, 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 do.
See, I'm currently
Anyway,
working
what
on.
hobbies is everyone doing on?
Well, I'm working on Sword of Brethren at the moment, so I've done all the wonderful, annoying edge highlighting, and I'm now doing red.
Very nice.
Have you got something on the table, Dom?
Well, Tom, I came up here with very good intentions.
Yes.
So I came up here. So I brought up my beer, brought
Yeah.
up my glue, and I was like, "Oh, I've got my warpsmith up here. I've just got a couple of bits to finish on him, like to make him a bit more word bearing."
Mm-hmm.
And then my glue's kind of like dried
Oh,
over,
it's
so I got to
seized.
go back down, yeah, and get some fire thing to melt the glue.
Do you do that now?
No, no, no. I'm fine. I can do talking. I'm quite good at talking.
Ooh,
Um,
well, I heard that.
yeah. Thanks. Um, so yeah, yeah, and I've got my old Finecast Warp Smith as well. So I'm going to repaint him
Oh,
because currently he's in my old World Eater scheme.
yes, which you're changing all your ones to the new one now, aren't you? That's your
Yeah.
plan.
So,
I think
well,
they'll be better for it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, Tom, I want to use him in my word bearer list for this tournament.
Oh,
However, like you said, I do want to use them for my World Eaters as well. So I'm thinking I might go with very neutral, kind of like a brassy silver scheme, so I can kind of go, but he's both.
to be fair,
Um,
you can get away with that on a Warpsmith because
yeah, I'm kind of thinking,
they're kind of like that. We like the Machine God. We're a bit like Tech Marine, so we have that kind of neutral colour sometimes. It's like I did my Tech Marine red. Technically, the shoulder pad's the only real
yeah,
difference between those particular parts. So yeah, you could get away with it. I reckon.
exactly, yeah, and that's what I'm kind of thinking as well. Like you said, the Tech Marines, red with a shoulder pad. I'm like, well, that could be brassy stuff. You wouldn't really notice. Um, so yeah, happy days. That's my
Oh, I've
plan.
got to do the eyes. I've got to do the eyes. Got to do the eyes. Now, don't screw this up, please. I hate doing these, especially when the brush is not behaving.
Yeah.
Come on.
My
Now.
favourite's when the brush kind of does like that.
Oh, the old classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
My real favourite is when you've got a brand new brush, which you're like, oh, finally a nice tip, and then you literally do one bit of painting with it. It's like, oh, no, you get the one stroke out of me. That's it, and then I go into split in every mode.
Oh, okay. You're a one stroke wonder.
Yes, I knew where you're going with that. Don't worry, it's fine. It's all right. I saw
That's
your
okay.
face as soon as you said as soon as I said stroke, your eyes went. Oh,
Hello, Azafel. Talking of stroke. Hello, Azafel. Nice to see you.
I can make a joke here.
Oh,
What?
Cox. So the other day I was painting my guys and I was like, I need some typhus corrosion. So I looked all around it. I was like, where's typhus
You
corrosion?
just found something.
And I've just sat here and I was like, oh, here it is. Still quite a load in there as well.
So I've got because I've turned it. I've put all my paints on a tray to my left here that I've been using recently, and I've just been again going through and going, oh, this one's dry. Oh, this one's dry.
Yeah.
Oh. It's the pots, man. They're awful. I don't
Very
care. I really wish they'd switched to a better pot system, GW. But there we go. We can dream.
And indeed dream. Talking of dreaming. So with my Exalted 8-bound and with Khan and a couple of Berserkers, I've been trying out the old contrast paints.
Oh yes.
And contrast, is it Gilliman's Flesh? Is the just normal flesh paint?
I have not
But
tried it.
no, it's really good. So I've basically with the models, I've just been spraying them as I normally would, not bothered with that silly contrast.
Not the special bracing stuff. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just using the contrast as little extra bits, like putting a bit of black on there. Perfect. Anyway, so I'll put like a Kislev flesh on, and then once that's dried, I'll put the Gilliman's flesh, the contrast one. Looks amazing. Like I'm like, this is brilliant. And then if I want to do any more highlighting or things, I'll just go with the Kislev over like the knuckles or something like that.
Okay.
And it's made flesh. Like I used to hate painting flesh. It was like rash. I was like, oh no, everyone's got a helmet. Everyone's wearing gloves. No one's wearing shorts. And everyone's got a hat.
And sunblock.
No one...
Sunblock.
Yeah. Guardsman, if you can, like a helmet, glasses, a mask, brilliant. That's what I want.
Minimal face.
Minimal face. And like now I know that this flesh for contrast, I'm like, oh my gosh, if they release like Catachan models again, I would happily get Catachan models.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll be like, hey, flesh time, there you go, done. Because it's so good, Tom. It's so easy to do it.
Yeah, I'd like that for my Death Guard because obviously they have a lot of fleshy bits on it. And I remember doing the flesh mower thing and that being like that big bulbous sack on the back and like, oh god.
Yeah.
Actually, I cannot remember how I even did that now because I did it completely like a bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. I didn't make your notes in my little notebook about what I did, which is not good because I will not be able to I will not be able to replicate that again now without some more trial and error, which rather silly of me, but you know that's how it rolls sometimes.
Yeah, there's some like techniques you'll use, and you'll be like, why don't I remember this?
Yep.
Like for instance, like painting like tusks and horns. I honestly every time I have to look it up, I'm like, I can't
So that's
remember
why I
how.
start. That's why I got this little. I've got a notebook now, and
Oh, nice.
I write down all the steps of the like. That's my black armor steps there,
Oh,
just so
cool.
I don't forget how to do it because I can find the video for it, but watching it through video step by step is quite a lengthy
Yeah,
process when you just want to go, what was the next paint color? I swear it was this one, and then
yeah.
I've even pre-mixed like my wash and everything now, so that's an old known oil gloss thing which has got my
Oh, get you,
which
pro
has got
painter.
yeah because then I have to keep bloody doing it because I when you do about 20 models in a row, you're like, okay, 50% of this, 50% of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just ruined another wet palette.
Baby.
Whereas now I can just dip it in and slap it on.
Yes, friendly neighborhood inquisitor. Contrast is such a weird paint line. They're both overrated and underrated at the same time. Yes, absolutely.
I'll have to try some.
Like I said, the flesh stuff's brilliant. Like the black as well. So either doing the rimmer bases because I ran out of a bad and black, so I was just using the
Oh yeah,
not
yeah.
the just using the contrast black, and I was like, this is so easy. Like it just goes on
I was
smooth.
going to say it
You
goes
might
on
have
quite
to
nice,
take
doesn't
a
it? Yeah.
coat, really nice. And also for doing like for a marine or chaos marine where you've got that gap between the armor joints and
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I use that on there as well, and it's quite nice because with my weld eaters, I've been spraying them gold, so then the black kind of it works quite nicely because the gold still kind of comes through a little bit, so like highlights it, which is quite nice. And like I said, the flesh is good. But other colors, I don't know. I'm like painting a whole model contrast. Oh no.
Well, what we may have to do
Stress.
is when we bring challenges back at some point, maybe we should make that a challenge as to we can both pick any contrast paint and paint a single model only using contrast paint and maybe a choice of dry brushing highlights or something. Maybe them.
Yes, maybe.
Make your life a bit easier with them, Dom.
No, but that's the thing. I tried painting these in contrast. Oh god, I gave up. It was horrible. For those who don't know, I've got a box of these that are in my painting tray, and they are all half painted, and I'm just like, I can't do it. Like contrast has made my life. Oh. So I'm doing these ones.
How many will you have with them?
Well, if I painted the other lot and these, I'll have 20.
Okay,
So two
that's
squads
your
of
limit.
10. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, birthday's around the corner, Dom. I can.
maybe you get some more. Yeah, if I
I
keep
can hit
every
some up.
birthday and Christmas, people buy me a
I
squad
might
of
just do
jackals.
that. I might spread the word, and just anyone who asks me said, "What do you know? What Dom might want for his birthday? Jackals."
He loves jackals. Just get more.
He just wants to.
Just keep buying jackals.
And you'd probably paint them because you feel I've got these models.
I feel bad.
I'd need to paint
Yeah.
them. Excellent. Okay, that's my plan for this.
Well, a couple of years ago on the channel or on our Instagram, I did a little thing where I'd make a chaos cultist and give them a little backstory. Maybe I'll do that with jackals.
I mean, I don't know what a jackal's backstory is going to be. They're quite angry as well, I presume.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, look, frothing at the mouth and
this
hurting.
is.
Yeah.
Smash.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah. Is that with two T's?
Yeah. So I'm just. Oh, Sword Brother was so detailed day. Oh man, that's why I thought because I realised I've got to submit my list on Tuesday. Sorry, on Friday this week, and then I've got to have it all painted by the following week.
Yeah. I've got 2 warp smiths to paint.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
You can do some of my Sword Brother if you want.
Yeah. To be fair, Tom, I was thinking that. I was like, maybe I need to learn how to Tom paints his Templars.
I can give you a couple of recipes.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because at the moment, when I'm doing trophies on my Marines, I'm just doing them as Ultramarines. And I was like, oh, I should really do them as Black Templars, really.
Well, I mean, there is. How many steps is my highlighting process on my black? Let's have a quick look here.
Remember, I might get bored after 2.
I know. I was going to say, so it's. So you base with the bad and black.
Yep, could do that.
You then do a chunky highlight with 50-50 Incubus Darkness and Abaddon Black.
Yeah, you
Then
lost
do
me.
pure Incubus. Then you do Thunderhawk Blue. Then you do Fenrisian Grey. Then you do Blue Horror. Then you glaze it with the 80-20 mix of tarragon contrast paint. See, I have used contrast paint. I've used that and mixed with the contrast medium. I've made my own contrast paint. That's what I've done.
Oh, nice.
And then all thrown grey as a highlight after you've gone over with the glaze. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy.
I mean, the thing is, World Eaters and Word Bearers were both on the Shadow Crusade against Ultramarines. So
that's where you get that kind of bluish. You might be the light's not fantastic. You get a kind of a bluish hinge on the.
Okay, can kind of make it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so easy until you actually see the model. But I have been pondering. I've seen a lot of videos where they've done all around the base of the shoe plates and stuff like that, and I was thinking, oh, I could do that, but it is tabletop ready. I can't. I just like I've got to have a limit, I think, because when you do 5 highlights on black,
yeah,
and you have to do it 20 times for 20 models, it's like, well,
a lot to get on with, isn't it?
A lot. And I can always go. The nice thing about it is because of the way it's done, I could go back and do them if I wanted to, because you just wash the black back down to the base band and it's fine. You just got to put a line and then you can build it back up again. It's fine because it all marries together. That's the whole point of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Right, what we got going on here? Black Legion is honestly pretty amazing. I use it with most of my blacks as an undercoat for metallics. Yeah, Black Legion is good. So Abandoned Black is a normal one. Black Legion is a contrast one. Right. Okay, good. Yes, no, it is good. Yeah, it's one worth getting, I think. My favourite use of contrast is doing them over metallics for lens effects. Nice. Yeah, like I said, they're nice. What other one have I got? I've got a couple more contrasts. I've got a leather one, and I've got a red somewhere. Don't know where the red's gone. Contrast is amazing as long as you don't use it as intended. Yes, yeah, as I was kind of saying, Jackal's painting contrast. Use it more for like an ink heavy wash. Yeah, exactly. It's got some good uses, I think. It's still a range that I'm looking to explore a bit more and just see how it goes.
Honestly, I think the only thing that annoys me about Games Workshop range is just purely the bottles. I wish they were bottles. I really think they're missing a trick with these little pot things. I've never really I never quite gelled with them ever. I love the Army Painter dropper bottles, but I don't really like the Army Painter paint anymore. So, because I used to, you probably remember I used to use that quite a bit a long time ago. But I found that they just weren't quite the same. I think they did a redo of their recipe at one point. Something wasn't quite gelling with me with it. So I've switched back to what I know, which is fine. Ooh, don't put it on the black.
Use what you enjoy, Tom. It's
exactly.
not a competition or like a test. Just do what you enjoy doing.
Oh well.
Right. Let's have a look. What Captain Jack has got to say. Ignoring your insults, Tom. Mainly because I'll be banned from YouTube, and you'd cry, yeah. I appreciate that. Oh, the contrasts are great. Super easy to get right. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, I think I'd like to try and experiment a bit more with the.
You'd like to ban him. I
think at the rate he's going, Tom is going to ban himself.
I
would like to try a bit more of the flesh colours. Maybe it will on the Jackals, actually. Could try get another couple and see how they work.
Yeah. Do some Jackal love.
Yeah, exactly. All the detail I put into them as a volley of las gunfire going. I'm like, oh, look how nice this is as I take them off.
It's just showing them to your opponent. Look what you killed. Do you know how many hours work that was?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm. I don't know. That's what I feel like my Brutalis is going to do. I think when it goes on the table, the last 2 minutes and get destroyed. I'm surprised it survives that game.
Are you not a bit worried, Tom? Because new model syndrome, and you've got a lot of new models going into your tournament list.
I mean, I've encased 10 of them inside an old model.
Ah, good thinking.
Actually, all the Sword Brethren are actually inside older models, so technically they should be okay.
Yeah, good thinking.
Well, that's the little distraction one. That's the decide. Oh, look at this new shiny model over here. Don't worry
Yeah.
about what's in these things here. They don't do any damage. And then Helbrecht and 10 Sword Brethren get out and go, hello!
Yeah. Get him. Get him good.
Oh, I do have a new jump pack captain there as well, actually. I forgot to mention, because that's another one of the models I'm painting. Is,
Oh, nice.
this...
Are they good models, though? You know, they look quite nifty.
Oh, yeah, no, honestly, they're really...
Yeah, it looks very cool.
I put the Templar shoulder pads, and I've got the special helm on as well with the cross thing in the helmet. Obviously, I haven't got the pack on yet, but no, really like they go together very well. They're very expensive though for what they are. I mean, this was a gift, so it's not, that's fine. But I think they're like £28 for a single model or something like that.
Yeah, bit much.
I mean, to be fair, Sword Brethren are quite expensive as well, but that's
yeah, can get a bit pricey. Almost expensive as 2 epic Bane blades for £30.
Is that what you bought?
No, I'm not investing in that at all. I was tempted. I'm not going to lie, Tom. I was tempted.
To be fair, mate, even I was. I looked at it. I thought, this would be quite a cool little scale to get into. But then you kind of think they've priced it at the same cost as the main bloody game. It's you may as well just pick one and stick with it. Let's be honest. I think we've had this discussion before. It's like I love the look of fantasy battles as well, old world. But I think Daryl was asking me if I was tempted to get back into it. I was like, well, from a giddy nerd point of view, yes. From a being sensible person, no, because it's just especially in that scale, because you have to buy so much of the chaff.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the chaff that kind of puts like the models themselves look like the Tomb Kings.
Yeah.
The old undead skeletons and stuff. I love it. I'm like, yes. And I don't know if you watched it. You might not have watched it, but I watched. They did a game on Warhammer TV.
I watched a bit of it. I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like it was so retro, like with a green kind of just the map that went down and the little hills and the houses, and I was like, oh, I love Warhammer Fantasy, but yeah, I can't afford to get into Warhammer Fantasy.
But I also watched a little video because I think Hellstorm Wargaming, Mikey, he did a little because he'd been sent the books and stuff for the Tomb Kings.
Yeah.
And he was making a point that you had to have the core rulebook, the faction rulebook,
yep,
and then the armies rulebook. And then you get little item cards, so like the magic item cards and all that stuff to play the game. And what he was pointing out was that why didn't they do bloody cards like they done in 40k?
Yeah,
it's like it's with everything on it because he had to get something from each of those books as well to play the army because they'd have like longbow. That's not in the unit card. You have to go and find that in the main book. So
yeah, I think so much of it is kind of building on that nostalgia.
I know. That's
what's the thing. It's look at the undead horses. Like I said, they're from 90s, the 80s.
I know.
It's like they haven't changed it because that's the market is those who want to do the nostalgia.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not for everyone.
No.
It's for those people who want the diehards that want to play it.
It's just a shame because I think they lose that potentially new blood coming in who might just want to pick it up and play a large fantasy style tabletop game because they take away things that actually from an innovation point of view have actually been quite good. Because I must admit the data cards things in this edition are very good.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I can, honestly, brilliant. I think it's great. But I don't think that's what they're going for.
No,
I don't think because
I agree.
There needs to be that difference between Sigma and Old World.
Yes, correct.
And Old World's kind of like the historic wargaming crowd. Like, go for that one. You'll love it. Green felty mats, nice square trays, square bases.
Block fortress.
Yeah, you got to do your maneuvers. Go for it. Sigma's like easy, get into it. You got your data cards, whatever they got. You got your app. You've got everything you need. Brand new models. Happy days. And that's how they're just going to split it. And I'm like, cool. Either way, whatever makes people happy.
Oh yeah, of course. I said that's what I said. For me, I'd love to, but no. What's his friend name? Who can see? I have no nostalgia for a while, but Damn, love Britannia. Yes, Britannia. That's the one I would play as well. I would play Britannia as well because I love Grail Knights, and that goes back a long way. Dom will tell you.
Yeah, yeah, he loves
Dark Omen.
Oh, Dark Omen. Wood Elf Archers.
The counter.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a good example of a game system that then goes, all right, we're not going to do any updates for it now. And you're like, right. Yeah, we're just going to do Wood Elf Archers. That's it. That's the game.
Oh, Dark Omen. I hope they do a remake of that one day. They've done Shadow of the Horned Rat on Good Old Games. That's actually out on. They've done a remake of that. That was quite good, but it was Dark Omen I liked more, so I would definitely have a look at that.
People watching, what game system do you think they'd resurrect next, or what would they bring out and you'd be like, oh, I'm going to invest in that?
Well, because you started doing Gothic, Don.
That's
next.
What you're going to go with.
No, that's what will be next.
That will be the way. I don't mind. I really hope they do it the retro way as well. That they go, no new models. I'm like, yes, good.
Just redo the rule book in a nice special edition or something. That'll do the trick.
Yeah. Space Hulk. Nice. Space Hulk. I don't know how many times they've done that now. They've done it a few times, haven't they?
Yeah, they tend to I think they tend to redo it every like 5 or 6 years, don't they? Something like that.
Yeah, some nice new
normally around anniversaries. I mean, technically, they've got it's kind of this weekend, LVO, isn't it? This weekend they've got some more announcements and stuff coming out. You never know.
Correct. They have indeed. What army will come out next? Will it be Dark Mechanical? Cruise only?
My money's going to be on a slightly heavier Horus Heresy thing coming up next because of the release of the new book, which is their third and final Siege and Terror. The third and final finale book of the Siege and Terror.
Maybe. Hello, Rules Lawyer. Rules Lawyer, we're just asking, what game would you like to see come back from Games Workshop?
From the dead.
If there's any retro game that you'd like to come back and you'd invest in.
But yes, I will have a look at Gothic at some point now, I think. Have you managed to actually have a game yet, by the way?
No, Matt's had COVID.
Oh, so, I think you mentioned, yes.
Yeah, we need to organise a play date with him. Yeah, but he's got his Imperium fleet. I've got my Chaos fleet.
Let me know how it goes,
reading up on the rules.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good fun. I think both of us are going to be a bit of a learning curve of the game.
Different style, which is why I'm just curious about it at the moment because it might not be my my cup of tea.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. It's not for everyone, I don't think. A bit like Old World, but I think it's one of those things. You know, like I think we've spoken about it. I've definitely spoken about it with Matt that it'd be quite cool to have that kind of Gothic game alongside or before an Apocalypse game.
Yeah, I'm well up for that.
Even if people kind of like, you know, normally in some of our big Apocalypse games we've got several players. It'd be quite cool if like we had a Death Guard player and he had one ship. Or a couple of ships. He doesn't have to have loads, but it'd be quite nice because you know, you can have a bit of character behind these ships.
Well, it's like what we were talking about what we might do this year about, you know, the videos being slightly more focused around long-term events kind of things and going towards like these things having reasons behind it. We have been talking about this, by the guys. We've been a bit on the slow side. Had a lot going on.
Yeah.
But we were talking about doing stuff like that where we link more stuff together and just release videos slightly, I mean, I would say slower, but we haven't released any for a long time.
Be like a glacier slower.
But maybe queuing more together and releasing in a kind of a series format to actually make them a bit more coherent with regards to like an Apocalypse game ending and that kind of stuff, I think was
definitely
the gist of it, which should be quite good.
What we've got going on in the chat, a bit of topic on a Hero Quest is Hasbro product, but is it licensed? It's a job, not directly. Good question. That and Space Hulk were joint ventures, weren't they? I think they were, yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, because they had Advanced Hero Quest. Was it Advanced Hero Quest?
Wasn't it a partnership with a board game company, though, wasn't it as well?
Yeah, Hasbro, wasn't it?
Hasbro, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure I remember like the first orcs and goblins I got were actually Hero Quest ones. That's like obviously going back, and you get like a box like 50. Occasionally, I see them on eBay. I'm like, oh my god, I remember them.
Well, it's like the old combat cards, isn't it? When they had the old
Top trumps.
top trump cards. See that when you saw the art and then that's what I always used to associate Games Workshop with when I saw those cards.
Yeah,
You look at it now, you're like, you compare them to like something like this and what they have on there. You're like,
yeah.
I do kind of prefer the classic look. 'Cause it just looks very But that's what I associate fantasy gaming
Old
with.
world.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's where my brain goes when I think of that, because that's what
yeah.
I used to play in a classroom with a couple of mates sometimes
Absolutely.
and just play top trumps, which was just funny. But I remember they tried
And
to
I
release
think,
them, but
yeah, I think I've got some of the cards somewhere. Like,
we had a set, mate, because we tried it. We
yeah.
bought the new version, but it wasn't the same kind of thing. It had some
Oh
weird.
no, I think I've got some original
Oh,
ones
you got some
somewhere.
original ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the orcs and
the
goblins.
one with
I had,
the white combat background.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's
you
very
have the
cool.
picture and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really cool. But yeah, I think that's the whole thing is that the nostalgia of Warhammer Fantasy kind of brings people back in a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. And Space Hulk. I did have the original Space Hulk, with the sloopy shoulder Terminators. I don't know if anyone
Oh, the big
remembers
like.
those. They had like shoulder pads. Yeah, they weren't like the 90s ones. I think they
No,
were like 80s ones. And
ones where they
it's
kind of.
weird because the Gene Stealers were pretty much the same as they were for like 30 years.
You think they'd
Um,
evolve more, wouldn't you?
no. Yeah, they keep getting killed though. That's the problem. Otherwise, Battlefleet Gothic, my whole group are clamoring for it. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rules low. They're getting. It depends what you go for with Gothic. Like, I'm kind of looking online at eBay, and I picked up a Chaos Fleet for a pretty good price. I got about 2,000 points of um, Chaos Fleet. But you can pick up quite cheap because obviously there's lots of 3D cast ones now, 3D printed ones, which I think for Gothic it's perfect because a lot of the ships were metal and they're quite big, and so you just need to like look at it and it would fall apart. Especially when it's on a teeny tiny base. So to have one in plastic is actually ideal. So yeah, there's no
Like that original
negative on that one.
Thunderhawk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people. I can't like some of the stuff for Hero Quest I quite like the look of. Oh, cool. Nice. Nice bit of Hero Quest.
Now, oh, good, that didn't quite detach itself. Thank God.
What's that? Sorry.
So I had a little notice a slight issue with one of these shoulder pads, but I think it's all right actually. I think it was an optical illusion. Like it hadn't quite attached itself, but I realised it was just where the joint on the cloth for the cape was. I think it's absolutely fine actually.
Nice. So next, I've got to repaint. Will be the Lord of Skulls.
Oh,
It's gonna be a mission.
It's gonna look good.
Yeah.
But remember, you learnt your lessons. So
Learn my lesson from Khan.
you know what you're gonna do this time.
Yep. Make the same mistakes.
Make the same mistake. Do it all by hand. Because just use a fine detail brush to do the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, as well, yeah. So that Warlock bronze does not cover very well.
Yes, it's quite a liquidy paint, that one, isn't it? And it's separate. I
Yeah,
find that one separates a fair bit as well, doesn't it?
really does.
Yeah.
And it's quite shiny. So until you until you put the Agrax on and cover it up, the shine is just it's almost too much. So you put that on and it kind of mats out the color quite a bit, which is quite nice. Once you put it on there.
Ooh, he's smack talking again.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, I think Matt's got that as his Discord profile picture. His Calgar on top of the Lord Skulls.
Well, all I remember is I got charged by the Lord of Skulls and Khan one game, not Khan, Angron one game, and it wasn't fun for me. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, Lord Skulls is pretty brutal.
Oh, right,
Well,
the
Rules
sheeted.
Lawyer, you can actually buy original. So all the ones I have are the original casts. But you can get the 3D printed. And normally the way of checking on eBay is honestly look at the details and look at the cost. The cost is very obvious. Um, if But I think also Battlefleet Gothic, if you didn't know, there was used to have a box set of like the cruisers, a multi-part kit, so you could change them to make different models and different types of ship or different classes.
Yeah.
Um, and you can still buy lots of those. It's the metal ships, the bigger ones, like the battleships, that are a bit more pricey. But the plastic ones are normally pretty cheap.
So it's probably the metal ones, is they're in quite a finite pool now, I'm going to guess. So
Yeah, exactly. The other ones, the escorts as well, they're quite small and they normally come in like a little squadron of three. And a lot of those are metal as well. And they're not particularly expensive, those ones. However, you used to be able to, so a lot of it is kind of like um, cardboard tokens and stuff that are like launching torpedoes and fighters
yeah.
and blah blah blah. But Games Workshop did also release like metal ones. So
Oh, nice.
I've been keeping an eye on some of those on eBay. So I'm pretty sure one of them, like the boarding ships, are the Cassius assault
That's the
rams.
salt rams, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those were the metal ones. Or you can get
Christ.
mines as well.
Must be like
Yeah,
bricks.
yeah. Well, teeny tiny bricks.
No, but they're heavy. They're heavy enough in resin, in
Yeah.
full size, let alone little tiny ones. They'd probably like take an eye out.
So yeah, I mean, it's got to look around. I think Matt was very fortunate to get a lot of the stuff. So like the rule book,
Yes.
markers, stuff quite cheap, which is good. However, the rules you can download for free, because a lot of it's been kind of community driven as well. So they've
Yeah,
kind of rolled it all into one
makes
rule
sense.
book rather than have lots of different rule books like you're saying about the old world. So I've been going through that. I'm like, okay, so how do we do this? Okay, well, let's run through.
So you can teach me all about it, Don, one day. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come along to our demo game.
Well, let me
As
know when you
we
do it.
myself
Definitely.
and Matt just scroll through our phones, like, where's the rule for
Well, I
ordnance?
can do what I do. I can sit there and read the book for you if you want while you're playing. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly. Oh yeah, there we go.
I
Yeah,
used to do that
well,
anyway.
it'd be quite nice to be fair. Like, we'll get a little 4x4 mat out.
So I'm more than happy to watch a game while you guys
Yeah.
learn it. Because I honestly, I'm still not too. I'm not sure yet because it's like, is it what I really? Is it the kind of game I want to play? That's really where my brain's at. So it just
Yeah. I mean, I can't say one way or another, mate,
No,
to be honest.
exactly.
I can't say you'll love it. It's up to you. Like,
No,
you-
no. What I mean is, I like the idea of it, but I wouldn't mind just seeing how it
Yeah.
plays out and the length of game and how complex it is because it's one of these things. I love the idea of ships and space. That's the thing. But does it translate in my head as well into a game system, or is it just the I'm quite impulsive sometimes with models and things like that when I see stuff. I mean, I've got stuff sitting in my cupboard that we went, oh, let's play Kill Team. I buy the Kill Team box set and then we never play it. That kind of thing.
Well, we have played it a few times, just the old one. We
Oh,
only
it
played
was the
one.
old one. No, it was the old one. Yeah, but the same with like Necromunda and stuff like that as well. So, I've got a gang. I've got a couple of gangs sitting around still that someone painted for me a long while ago. I would say thank you, Sam, but I don't think he watches the stream anymore. To be fair, because he's been gone a long while. But no, I never really. We never really gave that a go. So but yeah, that's me because I'm very enthusiastic sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you want to do, really, doesn't it? Like, for instance, I kind of look at Blood Bowl teams and for the model and the painting purposes, and then the opportunity one day someone will go, actually, oh, we play Blood Bowl. I'm like, well, I've got a team that's painted, but I haven't played it, and they were like, oh, come along, just bring it along. A bit like Necromunda. Like we both did our enforcers, which are now sitting up in my case up there. I love them. I think they're brilliant models. But
yes, they're fine. Yeah.
But happily to give it a go if someone wants to go, oh, play some Necromunda. And a bit like this Battlefleet Gothic. Like, I'm not going to get massively into it.
No.
I want to play a few games for it. I think it'd be a nice addition to play on the side.
If you see some arrows up on eBay tomorrow, guys, you know what's happened.
Yeah, so I'm well into it. All this will be Battlefleet Gothic. What we've got going on. So the only benefit I'd have from Battlefleet Gothic is if I get to create my own homebrew chapter fleet. I'll never play a single game. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can paint your own ships. Easy. You paint your own ships. And they've got cool things about crews as well. So if you had for instance, a Chaos one, you have a Chaos Space Marine crew. it kind of makes it a bit more resilient, or you can have a Chaos Space Marine captain, add to leadership, etc. So they've got some cool stuff on there, and also if you've got marks,
Yes.
it's good.
Oh, Mark's going to.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Undivided at the moment. Rules alert. I just took a look at eBay prices for Battlefield Gothic. A bit dear for a game I wouldn't play until the game is actually properly re-released and more affordable minis come out. Yeah, exactly. It's completely up to you. Like for myself, it's more of a nostalgic point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that little additional thing on the side, I'm not proclaiming that Games Workshop are going to release it. It'd be amazing if they did.
I suspect they will. The
Oh,
route
they're going through the back catalogue,
the
aren't
route
they?
they're on is very much let's get some of these oldies back in. I mean, the Epic re-release was fairly obvious. I mean, I know it's not called Epic, but you know, Legions. But that means they've left it open for Epic for the normal 40k worlds. They can then,
Oh, they're
yeah, come on,
but there's also other games like Gorka Morka or Manor War. They tried to do that with like Dreadfleet, but that didn't work out very well because it was like a one-off.
I don't. Dreadfleet never grabbed me, to be fair, at all.
No.
That was. I looked at it and went, "This is really weird system and a very weird kind of product." I think it was a very misunderstood product. I think it was too far away from what they were doing. I think that was much more of a tie-in for the Total War series on gaming because obviously they had the
maybe
they did the Dreadfleet on that. They had Dreadfleets and stuff on there. I think so. That's kind of like but they do like to do that. They like to tie in with other of their other bits of their IP. So,
and it's a bit like Gorka Morka, I would have thought would be coming out at some point, but they've kind of gone down the vehicle route with Necromunda, so maybe they're just missing Gorka Morka out completely.
Maybe they'll just make it an add-on for Necromunda.
Right. Yeah, which it kind of is already, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
You've got all the buggies and stuff. More affordable. We're talking about the same hobby. Yeah, exactly. It's
the hobby's as affordable as you want it to be.
Yeah, rules alert. Yeah, nostalgia is a big part, but I have enough projects on my desk at the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can all get a bit carried away, can't we?
That's the other thing I'm trying to stay on with this, stay on this, and I've still got
stay on target.
I still haven't finished.
Stay on target.
I still haven't finished my bloody combat patrol. I've got 5 models left in it, and I haven't finished it because I've just been. This has now grabbed me very hard.
Well, the thing with a tournament is you need to get it ready for. You got a
deadline.
I know. You're like, I need to get the models painted. Can I use any of that, like the 10,000 points of Templars I already have? No, I'm going to use new stuff.
But it's more cool stuff. There's more Sword Brethren, Dom. I haven't even got enough Sword Brethren yet. I need another 10.
Yeah.
I need 30 Sword Brethren.
30 Sword Brethren. Oh my god.
And I was on the pocket saying, I want that to come charging as one block towards your... with Hellbrick at the head.
30 Sword Brethren. Oh god. Yeah, don't have any vehicles.
I mean, technically I could do that. I feel that I do feel kind of sad that all of my Sand Marines are definitely starting to rot in the box now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had them out for a game in a long time now. The normal Crusader squad's the firstborn. Obviously, I'll hang on to them for bigger games, but they're not. I don't think they're going to be coming out in standard games.
No.
No, I think I've lost love with that scale. In comparison.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I've got loads of the new stuff, and I spent a bit of time converting some of the old Horus Heresy Marines into word bearers, and they look cool. But I'm like, you compare them to the newer ones, and you're like, oh, they look so much cooler.
Yeah, they do. Sadly, that's just the way it rolls. But it's nice because what I hope to be able to do at some point is have a display case army I can paint up as a bit of a laugh. Where all the firstborn Marines can be like, this is the chapter before they all pass the Rubicon.
Yeah, line them up, and then like a box with a question mark, and then the Primaris coming out the other side.
You need to collect an entire Crusade fleet worth of BT, nothing less than one. The thing is, Freddie, I'm getting. I mean, I must have well over 150, 200 Marines, I reckon now, roughly. Must be more than that. I have lost track quite a while ago. Having 1,000 would be really cool.
Yeah.
If there's anyone crazy enough, it's me. Just keep buying them, Tom. It's okay.
Yeah. Need to fill the whole board full of Primaris
And then
Marines.
there might come to that point where I can't fit any vehicles in my list, I'm afraid. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
what
got
would
to
be
think
more
out what.
intimidating to deal with. I think that many Marines would be more intimidating than vehicles.
It'd be an awesome sight. Like that's one thing I love about our apocalypse game, and hopefully the people watching this do as well. It's just the scale and having those lovely moments where you've got like one that sticks with me is where I had my chosen and my Marines trying to take this hill, and then like, originally you're on the hill, my guys took the hill, and then you came back and retook the hill, and I was like, oh, that's amazing, I love it. Because I had all my rhinos just roaring up, everyone disembarked. If you got shot, we took the hill, and the next thing I know, Marines are coming back, and I was like, oh god, right, the hill's gone, the hill's fallen.
Broken
Or when,
arrow.
or when you get little street fights in apocalypse games as well, like you got these massive titans and knights and flyers going everywhere, but then it's down to these couple of squads on the ground.
But this is one of the
Or
things I'm really hoping to do once when hopefully we move house next year, is to have a space that I can set something up a bit more permanent, like properly. I mean, I know this is pretty permanent behind, but what I mean is, uh, I want, I like mats, okay, for the purpose that they are, that you can throw a game down quickly. But what I really, really, really want to do is something really cool from a city point of view, for a bigger battlefield, and have it as a nice centerpiece. But every time I've done it, I think I've gotten better each time I've done it. But because it's always like, oh, finish that then, I'll just stick that in the corner then. And then,
it's
whereas
hard.
if it's something that I haven't got a time limit on, because normally these things are like, oh, we've got an apocalypse game in 8 weeks. Okay, I'll put something together. I'll do a reasonably good, better job each time I do it. But because I have that time frame, I don't go back and go, well, that was quite fun, but I could add to it by doing this, or I could do a bit more of this, or I could just do this building and take my time with the building for a bit, and that kind of thing, and then have it up. Yeah, and that's the bit that's the bit I want to try and get around to doing. I think that would be really cool. But there we go. Sorry.
I know, absolutely. That's a valid hobby goal to have, isn't it? Really, to have that set up. Like, for instance, I've been painting my world eaters, and I'm like, well, I'm really happy how they're turning out, and I'm like, I'd love to do an army on parade. So I'm kind of thinking in my head, now what would I do as my board for army on parade? Like, I've got the models. I don't want to do the classic like blood everywhere's blood with more blood and skulls and blood. I want to do something a bit more kind of like cool. Okay, well the theme so far is they're running through like
Garden and Nurgle.
Garden and Nurgle. That get him by surprise. Some plague bearers like ah, but they're going through like a muddy kind of area, lots of ice and snow. How would I replicate that on the bigger board? What else would feature on this on this board itself? I would have a little structure, ruins, some bodies about. I don't know what models would I put on there. So yeah, it's quite cool that you can kind of think about this, in these ways. All right, so let's catch up on the chat. Friendly neighborhood inquisitor. My general goal is to collect a full battle company worth of Space Marines, complete with the relevant first and 10th company support and vehicles. Oh, nice. Looking to be about 175, 200 minis by the end of it. Yeah, nice. That is a good goal to have. Oh, I love massive armies. My favorite thing, especially when you put little character models in, like conversions and one-offs. Captain Jack, one of the mods on the Raven Guard server. Has about 4 or 5
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
Oh,
Jack. Yeah, that rings a bell. I think I've seen that army. I might be wrong. And then that last one is, I love apocalypse games, but my friends gravitate towards smaller standard-sized games. I have to control them to get 330. Well, the thing is, right, I think apocalypse is very... I think you have to have that mindset to play an apocalypse game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't play with the apocalypse rules, in my opinion. I don't care what anyone says. They just throw them in the bin. That was the most garbage rule set I think I've played from Games Workshop. We were really excited about it. We did a video on it a long time ago. I think that box is still set up there, closed from when we last played it, Dom. That was on our testing, and I honestly, playing just normal 40k with a bigger points limit. It's fine, but you just need the time to do it. That's the key. The
I bet, yeah, I
time.
think it's the mindset as
Yeah,
well. Like,
exactly.
you need to have that right creative mindset to go in there and kind of go, all right, what are we doing? Are we going to do it as a that there's two different types of apocalypse game, and both are fine. Both are absolutely fine. There's no like making one worse
Okay.
than the other. One is having a big group of mates together who just want to get all their big models out and just line up on a big table and smash, smash, smash.
Yes.
And I've done that. That is amazing. That is good fun, especially like once I said, seeing all these cool models that you don't normally see. The other one that we tend to do, which is equally as fun, is we bit more narrative driven and we limit on the big stuff. So you've got lots of like smaller units going on. Like we go on about it so much,
Percentage
but
points. Yeah.
we like to have like the story. We like to have that like to show how massive these titans are. You need some tiny people on the board as well, not
And the
just massive titans.
sides need to make sense.
Yeah, so that's what we do. As for massive tank battles, like when we first started the channel, I went up to Warhammer World with Tom, and we had a big tank game with
That was
Geeks Wargaming.
Geeks Wargaming. That was John.
Yeah,
John from Geeks
yeah,
Wargaming.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
yeah. And we had a big tank. Like I had all my guard tanks. He had all his guard tanks.
On a
It was good.
pyramid table, if I remember correctly.
On
as
the
well.
pyramid table. That is correct. That was a lot of fun.
Can't do that anymore. Sorry.
No,
There is no pyramid table.
no pyramid. As a fail, there is definitely something about making a board. Enjoyed doing it for the challenge last year. Yeah. I think it's just that extra bit of like something hobby and a bit different. Like it's nice doing a 25 mil base and then doing a bigger base and then doing even bigger base. Yeah, it's good fun. Adding that extra detail in.
That's like, remember when we did that Apocalypse game where we all built bridges?
Yes. Oh man, that's the thing. We've done so many in the past, like before the channel, and we did a bridge too far where we had like 3 different bridges and 3 different tables, and you had to go from one to the other. Yeah, and that was good fun.
Bloody stupid in the end, but it was really good fun.
Everything across the bridge. Friendly neighborhood inquisitor. Yeah, I've got a few kit patches planned for my company captain and a chapter master. Super stoked. Oh, actually, before I carry on, today I got myself the recent white dwarf.
Oh yeah,
and
I got them for quite a while, to be fair.
I buy them like sporadically. Like I don't go out and buy it every month, but sometimes I'm like quite like getting a magazine, and just
for me it's about if I'm walking through the supermarket and I go, oh, that looks like something 40k related. I shall buy this.
Yeah, and they're currently doing Tale of 4 Warlords or 4 games. And there's a cool chaos conversion in there for for a Dark Apostle.
Oh yeah.
And little acolytes, and they've converted it, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's quite nice that they've embraced that side of it, and it's a bit more got personal, these armies, rather than just I'll get the Dark Apostle kit, paint it. Yeah, there you go. They've kind of thought about it and gone, I'll do it a bit differently. So yeah, sorry, that's cool. We've got Rules Lawyer. Do you guys do community meetups? Run out of Village Hall.
We would love to.
Oh, that'd be cool. Where are you, Rules Lawyer? Are you one of our American friends? I can't remember. I think you are an American friend.
I think we need to move to America.
I mean, it seems a bit of a drastic thing, I'm sure. I'm sure some of our American friends would have to happily come over at some point and come to Geek Mecca.
Berkshire. It's all right then. We're all right.
Oh, nice. We should do. Yeah, I mean, we've done events in the past, and we've had people turn up that we haven't, and it's quite nice. But going up to Warhammer World, yeah, we've got to do that. We've got to get up there at some point. We've got a couple of events. We signed up for 3 tournaments so far this year.
I think the problem is, I think we're currently at the moment enjoying playing more than necessarily putting on stuff at the moment. But it is something we're still talking about doing, but it's about the right type of event. That's really what.
Yeah, exactly, and making it stand out.
Yeah.
So we've got a singles event in a couple of weeks. We got a doubles event, and we've got a team event.
Yes, I've got so So basically, we're not in France.
Yeah, yes, we are rules lawyer. Uh we're down or in the southeast,
Yes.
near Hastings or Hastings, as it's
Hastings.
locally pronounced.
Yeah, we will definitely do a Black Toe based meetup at some point, but we need to make sure that people want to come down because otherwise we're going to do a big old thing and if there's not enough interest in it, it's going to be a bit disappointing. So
Yeah,
we just want to make sure that if France was closer than my commute to London,
yeah,
anything's closer than commuting to London. Train, bus, anything. Just don't go to London. That's the best way to do it, I think.
yeah. There you go, SFL. Just don't go. Phone your boss tomorrow and just say, look, I'm not coming in. No, Inquisitor, that is a terrible excuse. You need to get over here.
What
Now,
we
would you come to the UK? Like, tag it on to a little holiday, Inquisitor, if we were to arrange something.
See you soon, Azafel. Take care.
Take care, buddy. I think you should kind of make the trip across.
Well, we could always we could always get a funding thing going for the event, which helps partially fund tickets for people in America to come over.
Yeah, yeah. We'll do the funding. We'll raise the money, and then we'll transfer the money to their accounts so they can buy the tickets and come over. And then we've got to put up with them putting fake American accents on for a day. Oh no, I'm definitely American. Yeah, thanks for that money for the
Oh,
ticket.
I'm so American, actually.
Yeah, that's a very bad American accent. Oh, cool. That's good. 2 hours away. It's not too far, is it really?
Well, that's one then. We've got one confirmed.
For one. Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Nice.
Luckily, we know a few people
Thanks,
locally
Jack.
that would probably come along as well. Yeah, it's just a good. Yeah. You just don't want to set. You don't want to rent out a big old hall and get all this stuff together and then only have about 2 or 3 people show. You want to make it kind of a something to remember. I mean, it's very nice to see everyone. I'm not going to lie. You know, anyone who does come, but you want to make it a bit. You want to make it worthwhile for people so that they actually enjoy the time down here because 9 times out of 10 when you're talking with what we're doing, yeah, 2 hours is pretty close, but a lot of people will be 3, 4 plus for some. So you want to
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
it's worth it for people.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, so yeah, it'd be quite nice to do something. Especially, we live in quite a nice part of the country. Um, so if people did come down, it'd be very nice for them to kind of see the area, um, and make the most of it. Yes, you do. You need to go to Geek Mecca one day. Um, it's amazing. If you haven't been before, I highly recommend it. Like when I'm talking to people about the hobby that I know, and maybe they're just getting into it or getting back in after years, and I'm like, I've been to Warhammer World. They go, no, like you need to go.
Just once,
You need,
even if you go
you need,
once, doesn't matter.
yeah,
Even if you don't go, oh, I might go back. Just try it
yeah,
because you don't. There's something about it, even if it's it is just a massive GW plug really when you get up there. But there's so many side bits that are quite cool and quirky about it, and the exhibit alone's worth it. So even if you go down there and go through the exhibit halls, you see so much good stuff in there, and you will meet decent people as well.
yeah. And I think that's a nice thing about any sort of like wherever you are in the world. If you go to a 40k event or Sigma or whatever you're playing, you get to just meet and chat with like-minded people.
Mhm.
They might not always be a cup of tea, but there's going to be good people there that are going to like get into the hobby for the same reasons you're in the hobby. And yeah, that's a good thing about going to these events.
I think the sad thing about Warhammer events is that they sell out too quickly, and there's not enough of them really.
Hmm.
Um, I think we've tried to do a couple recently, and every time we get to the point of getting everyone together to do it, it's like, oh, they've sold out. And ultimately, it comes down to having that one person who you can get the credit card out and buy everything straight off the
Yeah,
top.
the one person that's sitting around waiting.
Yeah, and but unfortunately that's the way it rolls. That's exactly it. That's
Yeah.
what I've had to do in the past when we wanted to get a ticket. You know.
Oh well, and Kusta, that's a ridiculous thing to say. You need to, if you're coming over here, you need to drink tea. Okay, part of the passport control as you come through.
You actually get tested on it.
Yeah, if there's not a percentage of tea in your bloodstream, you're not allowed in.
You have to have tea
Or
in
allowed
your
out.
luggage.
Either way, in or out. Nope, nope, nope. Missing your flight. Back down there, please.
I mean, we played an Apocalypse game at Warhammer World many moons ago.
We've done a couple, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
We've done. Oh, we did on the Tau board.
Yes, the Tau board, which was the Orcs and Tau.
Oh, no, the Chaos.
Chaos. Yeah, I think that was a mixed one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was quite.
Yeah, we had all sorts. We had Orcs, Chaos, Tau, Marines. There was all sorts going on.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
And we did play a larger game on the Hell's Reach board.
Yep, we played on that one. That's still going. I think the Hell's Reach one.
I think it's now that's their Apocalypse board. I think now.
Yeah.
They're only one left. I think.
Yeah, we've been up there quite a few times.
I don't know. It's just been. I think the last time it might have been after me and Vicky got married. Actually, I think it was the last time we were up there. As in me and her, obviously. Not you and me. That'd be weird.
Julia.
But yeah, it's been a little while. I'm sure there'll be opportunities. But yeah, I think it's always good for us nowadays to always tie it in with an actual event, because otherwise, it's quite a long trip for just popping up for a.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to go up there and
nice.
do bits. It depends if you're going with a group of people. If you can go up there with a group of people and book, like you said, the Apocalypse table and have a big old game.
Have a couple of days of
amazing.
it.
Yeah, or have a meet up with people. Brilliant. But if you just went up there just to have a look, it depends where you are. Like for us, it's a big old trip to head up there.
Yeah, when you do a 4-hour car journey up, it's quite. You had to make sure you're not just sort of getting straight back in the car again after finishing your game. You know, that's just basically where we always had to think tactically about it. Oh, if we go up on a Friday, spend 2 days up there, and come back. Well, we always want to do that extra night of sleep, because when we finish the film, we always feel like, oh, one day's nice, the second day's good, but I don't want to drive back after a second day of gaming and then.
Yeah.
It's like when we did some of the further field events with other local gaming stores back in the day. You know, I mean, it seems such a long time ago when we used to go out to Southport and.
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive, isn't it? Southport.
Yeah, that was War Games, wasn't it? When we were sponsored by them many years ago. It was probably many years ago now, actually. But that was that was quite cool, because that was quite a different, but that was a much more different experience. That was.
Yeah.
That was a much more focused on tournament play, and trying to run big tournaments.
Yeah. I've just found a cool little model that I'm going to put on the base of my Warpsmith.
Better not be one of mine.
No, it's some sort of Death Guard Nurgly worm creature. Hang on. Yeah, it's like, what is this?
Oh, what the hell? Not seen them. That's weird.
I think it's from one of the Snapfit kits that I got.
Captain Jack. Sorry. I don't know. Hobby about mates. Goes to Nottingham for work one day, so I was run by one of couple hours. Yeah, friends. It could have been friendly neighbourhood, because I could piss everyone off and have iced tea. And Captain Jack says, problem I've got with playing at the moment is the new edition, and I have no idea what's changed. Also, since the brain bleed, I forgot about a lot of stuff. You would host to learn, mate. In all seriousness, what we'd probably do an Apocalypse game if we got lots of people down. Everyone pick a faction side. We'll do a custom run, and honestly, that kind of game's fun, because it's just we'd do it in a pub, get a drink or two in, and then just blast the crap out of people for 4 hours straight. It'll be fine. Maybe I could do it in my living room, Dom.
Oh, there you go. That's okay. Be fine.
Host 20 people.
Yeah, but the thing is, as well, it's that thing of like an apocalypse game or something like that. If you got a group of friends, you help each other out.
Yeah.
Like when in our last apocalypse game, um, we're going into too much detail, but there was someone there who brought his army, hadn't really played it before,
Yeah.
and then, unfortunately they had to leave, so we had to then learn the rules for that army mid-apocalypse game and see how we did. So, swings and roundabouts.
And
Like, it's
ironically,
not,
I
and
think
that's
if
the
I remember
thing.
correctly, the person that stepped in to help play that hadn't played 40k for about
Yeah, for a good few editions.
a few editions. So, and they picked it up just to step in and play, and
Yeah.
we're fairly chill about it. We don't
Mm.
the people that play with us in those situations that I'm going to say this is going to sound really elitist, but are picked for a certain mindset and a certain way that they like to play the game, where possible.
I don't think that's elitist in any way. I think like
Yeah,
it's
okay. I'm
it's
just
to
trying to
help.
be yeah. It's
No, we've had people
yeah,
like several people over the years that have joined in an apocalypse game, and they play it slightly differently.
yeah.
And apocalypse is a different way of playing. Um, so it's trying to get your mind into that. So
I think if you come into it with a very competitive mindset, you're not going to have a good time.
yeah, I mean you might do.
To a
Um,
certain, yeah, but you know what I mean. Because if you okay, that's probably. I think if you get annoyed at losing models,
oh yeah, you definitely can't get annoyed at losing models in
because we've had
apocalypse.
a couple of people that get rather upset when their favourite thing dies in like the second round. But the thing is, you just have to accept it because when you're playing at that scale, the number of guns and things like that, especially in the first turn, someone's always going to be on the receiving end of the "but that was my favourite model" situation.
Yeah,
Or
I know.
my Titans died in the first turn. I never got to fire a shot with it. I said, well, it did blow up and leave. Yeah, it's
Well, we've addressed that issue as well, haven't
yes,
we?
yeah,
We've got our little house rule of no shooting each other's titans in the first turn
yes. That was
because it's
anything.
kind of like
You
it's
lose
not
that.
fair.
No, you lose that kind of bit of fun, don't you? That's it. You want that.
Yeah,
You want that first barrage of just I mean, to be honest, I suppose that is the one thing that the new Apocalypse rule set did nicely was the alternating
yeah,
firing, and also the fact that you didn't lose anything until the end of both the players' turn. If I remember going to the damage rounds, if I remember correctly, that was a nice thing
yeah.
because it meant that certain things could,
It's a good mechanic.
yeah, because you could kill something, but the thing you killed would still have a chance to shoot back before it actually was taken off the board.
Yeah,
And I think you could translate that into 40k in a certain way, but I wouldn't want to muck around with the rule set myself. You could also have a special house rule where when something dies, you have the opportunity to fire it once it's been killed, regardless. Yeah,
I think you could have
yeah,
like deadly demise.
yes,
For like actually I'm gonna fire everything off just once before I
yeah,
die, and then I'm gonna explode. Because it's all fun having exploding super heavies, as we know from previous games.
yeah. The chain reaction is always the most deadliest part.
Yeah.
What's that
Like,
say?
no.
Yeah, losing a Titan turn one would hurt. Paid $1,000 for a model that never shoots pain. Yeah, well, I mean, mine Dawn's ones. We've got I think they were the what, 300-400, aren't they, or something like that? I think the scout
More
ones
than that,
was
really.
that
Yeah.
500-ish when you had the
Yeah.
arms on, something like that. I think roughly.
Yeah. They're more
Yeah,
500 when you've added the weapons on.
yeah. I mean, so I I couldn't bring myself to pay $1,000 for the big one. I've always been quite tempted to stretch to a Reaver just for a bit because I love the model. If I'm really honest, I think
Yeah, it's a lovely model.
the Warlord one is just dumb. I don't care what anyone says. It's too big. Yeah, I think but no, okay, dumb for me because it's not something I'll ever use. I won't do a good job of it, and and ultimately I love looking at them. But if you play in those groups like we saw when we were up at the Warhammer Fest, the Titan Club, and that's what you play. That's a fantastic investment, and it's really good value for money as well when you think about the translation of how much my total army costs to that one model that you bring to play on a floor mat with all in that particular scenario. There's a
Depends what you take, like what
yes,
you're in the hobby for, really,
yeah,
doesn't it? Like, let's face it, if we were to sell our armies, how many Titans can you get with that?
you get a couple.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's what they go for, I suppose. If they
Yeah,
want to go like the Titan Club, which is like, if you haven't seen it and you go to like one of these events, definitely check the guys out or
Yeah.
chat to them about their Titans. Amazing. Like
Honestly,
I love it.
they are so on the ball with all of it. That was what the really
Yeah.
cool thing. They are really passionate about it. It's a very
Mm,
it's a very different. I mean, but this is also one thing that reason I've been downsizing armies the last couple of years because I want to become more focused on the ones that I'm actually enjoying doing.
yeah.
Yeah, and not just buying it because I'm trying to make up we need to make a different battle report or whatever, which is basically what I was buying armies for previously. It
Mm.
wasn't necessarily because I really fancy playing this, and I really fancy playing. It was more that actually, we need to come up with a different angle for the next video or something like that. And I was like going, let's just buy this and buy this, and I'm like, no, stop doing that. People like Black Templars. You're fine.
The channel for you.
Oh, is he gone? Oh, he's cut.
Thing is, right, I try and have that one Imperial
Okay.
army, one Xeno army, and
Yeah,
one-ish, well, maybe several Chaos armies, and it kind of like actually I'm gonna mix it up. Like for it, I don't always want to be playing Chaos all the time, so it's quite nice to play Necrons, and do something a bit different. Or like, oh, well, I'm playing Guard, and with my Guard, I've got the Sisters as well. I can chuck in there, or I can add a couple of other little bits in. So it's quite nice to do it that way. But I think to get lots and lots of different armies and not put enough time into them could be a
exactly.
bit of
Well,
a
so
drain.
so at the moment, I'm definitely sticking with my chaos stuff. I love the chaos, as in like the chaos demons.
Hmm.
My night lords probably.
Not a
I'm
big fan at the
I'm
moment.
not. I might hang on to. If we ever did a Horus Heresy thing, I would use the army I've got because I purposely built that army in that theme anyway, so that I
Yeah.
could play it in Horus Heresy if I wanted to. So it's all very low corruption. It's all very still kind of that Mark 4, Mark 3 armor style. So
And you've got the vehicles as
and I've
well.
got the vehicles for it because I can't use them in standard 40k either. So which is just I can. And I know I can use them with you, but that's not the point. It sucks in my opinion because both you and me have got a lot of very cool vehicles that are now basically defunct in standard 40k matchups.
Yes.
So especially the dreadnoughts for me were a real kick in the pants. I realized when I was doing that list the other week, so it was going to be a dreadnought list, obviously, and I started doing it, and I realized I ain't got that many now.
Mm.
Well, because I had
Oh
two
no!
Leviathans,
Yeah.
the Derridio, the Contemptor, the Relic Contemptor. Can't use that either.
Yep.
The two Ironclads, they're gone.
Yep.
And the what's the other one? What's the elite one called? Is it Venerable Dreadnought? Doesn't
Yeah.
exist anymore. And the problem is the date. It's not the fact that I couldn't proxy. It's the data sheet problem because I could just say they're all standard dreadnoughts, but you can only have three. You can only have three of
Yeah.
them. So so now that's the other reason I'm now trying to get the other types of dreadnoughts because obviously that one I can proxy it as a Brutaz. It's about the same size, got the same
Uh-huh.
claws. That's great. So no problem with that. But I do feel a little bit of a because I only just bought that plastic Leviathan literally at the tail end of the other year, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
I
can't.
would feel the same. I was tempted with getting the plastic Leviathans, and I know I think Gavin got one for his
Yeah,
Thousand Sons, and it's like, oh god. I mean, come to Apocalypse, bring what you want.
yeah,
It's all
exactly.
fine. It's all
All
great.
gravy.
But to bring them to a normal game is a bit like, oh yeah, you're right. You've got to find the rules somewhere. I know they're here somewhere. Let me go through all these downloads and I'll find it. Um,
Yeah, because they're not on the app. So
no, no, but they're on the downloads they released, aren't they?
yeah, well, you can get the Legends Horus Heresy Legends sheets. That's fine. But again, they've also said that they'll eventually be defunct. They won't redo those rules. But
No.
the nice thing was obviously I've got the one for like the caster spec now, which is nice. The caster
Renegades
summer.
and Heretics were on the download as
Yeah.
well. Just remembered. Yeah, nice. They'll be in
So,
the next
but yeah,
next
but
game.
we'll it's fun because when we play those games, we always make allowances for those kind of models because some of them are timeless classics. You know, there's certain models that you're like, oh well, I really would like to use that.
Dio, the
Yeah, the boat. And Dom's cut out again. Is he coming back? Do you want to think about it?
Hello.
There you are. You're back. The boat.
Yeah, the boat.
I can't lose the boat, Dom. So
No, you got to have the boat every game.
the most useless apocalypse model in my arsenal, but I'll bring it every time because I
Like my flyer. My flyer is the most
oh
useless
the,
model.
the talent.
Why don't I bring this thing? The size of a small
It
dog.
just flies around, just getting in the way. It's like, please.
It doesn't even do that.
No.
It just dies. Like, I'll just shoot it down. Gone. Yeah, good. But that big.
But I almost would like them to. I think they almost got their Apocalypse rule set right in the fact that they released all the rules for the models separately. Yeah. And I think if they did that, but kept that as a separate rule set, but didn't make any balance changes to it, just say here's the rule set for these guys. That's how you play Apocalypse. You just play normal 40k with the rules here. Here's a snapshot. Every time we add a card, you just put it in the pile. You can just use any because you don't need to worry about balance in those games because there's no balance.
No. No one model is going to make a difference.
Exactly. It's I mean, you might have one super duper model that, to be fair, actually, we always find it's some really obscure little thing somewhere sitting in a corner does something so dumb and amazing. You're like, oh, it was like that time when Marbo took out my Titan.
Yeah, we're like manning the Icarus.
The Icarus assault cannon, whatever.
Yeah, auto cannon. Throwing a satchel charge and brilliant. But the thing is, like, this is what I love about like 40k, or I'm sure other people have this when they're thinking about the hobby. But as we're talking about it, I'm picturing certain things that happen in my mind. But I know the things happen in my mind you witness, but obviously you've seen them from the other point of view. Like in the last Apocalypse game, when all the super heavies were blowing up in your lines, and the Chaos Marines are just pushing forwards as the Marine line, not necessarily the Templars, but the Ultramarines, got decimated. Because for a long time, it was like, that is a lot of steel that, like, from a Chaos point of view, we got to hack through. And then suddenly they just went boom, boom. And there's these big gaps, and we're like, in the breach! Ah!
Well, it's because also, I think I charged forward and got pretty much gunned down as well on my first charge, but then I came back with a lot of reserves. It's that kind
amazing.
of what's this? We can buddy up when you sign up. Give your experience level, confidence level, and choice of Imperial Chaos. For me at 25 middle, and either say, okay, yeah, cool. That's Tea Biscuits money is more Eagles. 50. Jesus. And Heresy has a great reaction mechanism, so you can return fire when shot at it. It works well. Yeah. Again, I think the problem is there's so many rule sets floating about now, and you had to find the right one for whatever you're playing, and that's normally I think the 40k rule set as in like the current edition actually works really well. At all scales, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about time. As soon as you go over that 2,000 point, it's time. Yeah. Anything above 2,000 points, you add, I think almost every extra 2,000 points you add onto that, you add another 2 hours to a game. It's 2, 4. You're talking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You need 2 days to do a good size Apocalypse game. Simple as that. So
yeah. So like the bigger ones we've done it with several players. Like normally with our ones we can get it done in a day, and that's pushing it.
Yeah. And we're normally very tired by the end of it. It's sort of going, just it's dead.
But 2 days I think is probably right for an Apocalypse game.
Yeah, and making sure that people aren't trying to kill each other.
Yeah. Little details like that. No killing each other, please, people.
It's just a game. It's just a game, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
No need to get angry. It's all good.
I know you just lost your entire 3 squads in one round of shooting. It's okay.
Yeah, it's painful.
I know. Oh dear. Right. Well, are we about
think so.
done there, Dom? I think.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, everybody, thank you very much for coming along and watching us tonight, and hopefully you've had some hobby as we've been nattering on. And thank you for the interactions and the likes. If you haven't liked us already, give us a cheeky little like at the end there.
There's 9 people watching at the moment. There should be at least 9 likes there. That's the way I look at it.
Exactly. Come on, people. Tick that little thumbs up.
And then if you have also, just before we do finish off, if you have enjoyed sort of sitting here and chatting with us, I have actually created a link here for you to join our Discord right there at the bottom. So just click that link. It'll drop you in the Discord waiting room. I'll make you a member, or Dom will make you a member, whoever sees it at the time, and you can join in the little community that we've got. And thanks for tagging along.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. It has been an honor and a privilege.
Indeed.
So until next week, I am Dom.
And I'm still Tom.
He's still Tom.
I am.
And we are Blacktoad Studios. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.